That's right, it's time to get a little crazy about babies. Super babies, that is. Today we'll be looking at babies who are superpowered or who were born with the potential for superpowers, but they manifested later in life. Some of these babies are the children of supers or are just straight supers themselves, but all of them have powers of some kind and were all super cute in their baby form. So get ready to explore this itty bitty heroic world as we count down the top 10 superhero babies. Not going to lie, it was really hard for me to not put baby geniuses on this list, but because it is such an old film and more terrifying than cute, I reluctantly left them out. So you're welcome for that. Could have been torture. Be sure to stick around till the end of this list where I will have some bonus content coming your way. Alright, let's get counting. Number 10. Lil She-Hulk. In Sensational She-Hulk issue number 50, She-Hulk was looking for some new writers. She had claimed her current writer, who she had a long-standing feud with, John Byrne, was dead, but he wasn't. He was actually locked and tied up in the closet. All of the new writers' pitches, however, were not liked by She-Hulk, so she decided to give John one more shot to prove himself. In his pitch, She-Hulk was reimagined into Lil She-Hulk, a little pint-sized, muscle-bound version of herself, who was drawn in cartoon style. She joined the Lil Fantastic Four to help out just as Lil Dr. Doom showed up. Unfortunately, that was as far as Lil She-Hulk got to live, as regular She-Hulk from the main continuity did not like John's pitch either, so she decided to toss him out the window, killing him. It's alright though, he's fine. Number 9. Iris and Jay West. These two little twin speedsters are the children of Wally West and Linda Park. At least these two were the children of Wally West and Linda Park, before they got retconned away to sort of be trapped on an island. Anyways, these two are not only adorable, but they are also both extremely powerful. At one point it's even implied that Iris could end up being faster than her dad one day, and Wally is known as being one of the fastest speedsters alive. Initially though, both Iris and Jay have different main abilities, linked to the Speed Force. Iris is known for her phasing ability, and Jay is known for his bursts of super strength. Number 8. Valeria Richards. Valeria got 2 chances at life, and because of this there are actually 2 of her. One who grew up in an alternate reality after her older brother Franklin teleported her there after she appeared stillborn, and the Valeria of the main continuity who was saved by Dr. Von Doom as Sue went into labor while Reed was away, and he succeeded where Mr. Fantastic couldn't. Part of the agreement was that Doom would actually be able to name the child, and so he named her after his one true love, who he also sacrificed for some sweet mystical armor. Valeria. He was also made her godfather as well, which is pretty sweet. Valeria was an adorable little baby and would quickly develop into a brilliant intellect, which is basically her superpower, her smarts. After the events of Civil War, her intelligence would make a quantum leap, almost putting her at the same level as her dad for smarts, with the likelihood that she would quickly surpass even her father. Number 7. ELLIE Camacho. ELLIE was one of the cutest little babies when we first saw her in the comics. Her mother Carmelita was helped by members of the Heroes for Hire in tracking down Deadpool. She and Deadpool had slept together while they were both hostages. Carmelita had thought that she was about to die, and so she decided why not go out with one last act of love. She was however horrified when she actually saw what Wade looked like under his mask, which kind of came off midway of the whole deed. She ended up conceiving his child and was tracking him down to demand that he take some responsibility and support little baby Ellie. We later find out that Ellie is in fact a mutant, and in an alternate reality it is revealed that her superpower will likely be immortality via reincarnation. Whenever she dies, her body is able to come back to life with all of her memories intact, but putting her in the body of her teenage self, the age that she was when her mutant powers first manifested. So her powers end up kind of being even better than her dad's, because it's like you don't look gross, and you gotta come back to like your teenage years, which sure, a little awkward, but you like get to remain all of the knowledge that you had, you gotta hold on to that, so it's pretty good. Number 6. Franklin Richards. As a baby, Franklin was both super powerful and super terrifying. At one point, Reed Richards actually had to power down the little one's mind because he was deemed so dangerous. Annihilus had sought to control Franklin so that he might access and use the power of the little guy's brain, and unlocked his full potential when he put him in a machine. And as a small child, he would save a slew of heroes, including his parents, from onslaught by storing them in a pocket dimension which existed within a rubber ball. The first indication of his powers emerging was when he was just a toddler, and during a fight he used his telepathic abilities to wake up the Thing who had been KO'd, revitalizing Ben and allowing the Fantastic Four to win the day against the Frightful Four. I just love that Trapster is a part of that supervillain team. The Frightful Four, they're hilarious. Number 5. Tiny Titans. Tiny Titans follows the adventures of the Teen Titans, but in an alternate reality where they are all in elementary school and of that age. The series was created for children, so if you have any real young ones and you want to get them into Teen Titans or comics, this might be a good place to start them. Tiny Titans have their own full series, which boasts of 50 issues, and they even had a little spin-off miniseries as well, which was 6 issues long. Not only are the characters adorable, but there are also some great references to the main DC continuity, including a hall monitor known simply as Monitor, who tries to stop heroes in the halls only to be foiled by Anti-Monitor, who distracts Monitor so the little heroes can get away. I just love this reference. Number 4. Danielle Cage. So while little baby Danielle Cage, the daughter of superheroes Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, has yet to develop any superpowers of her own, though she was purple for a bit, but that definitely doesn't count, we did find out an alternate version that would develop superpowers. In Avengers Age of Ultron, we see her all grown up as the new Captain America, having inherited both her mother and father's powers. While she may seem cute now, it's possible that we could also see this end up happening eventually in the main continuity, or at least something similar to it. I don't know about you, but I'd be down to see Danielle Cage grow up to become the new captain. She doesn't just throw the shield, she is the shield. Number 3. Hercules. So I'm not talking about the Marvel Hercules, unfortunately, I'm talking about Disney's Hercules, but I think he should still count. He's pretty super and pretty heroic. Superhero. And he also makes the cutest baby ever. Little baby Herc appears to have been super strong from birth. He reveals this when he meets his uncle Hades, who tries to give him a spiked bone as a lollipop, and playfully little Herc knocks it out of Hades' hands and instead almost crushes one of his fingers. And again when he proves to be too much of a handful for Pain and Panic when they try to turn immortal and kill him, wrestling them into submission when the little demons turn themselves into snakes. Number 2. Hellboy. That's right, from the same creative team that brought you Tiny Titans, Dark Horse also decided to employ these people to release their own children-friendly short series that was based around Hellboy, known as Itty Bitty Hellboy. I love it so much. The entire BPRD squad is also babyfied in the series. We get reintroduced to the characters in issue 1 in the most adorable way, then we get to join them on adventures where they visit heaven and hell and everywhere in between. That's right, camping, which is kind of in between those things in my mind. It's neither heaven, it's neither hell, but it's super fun regardless. Who doesn't like camping? Number 1. Jack Jack. One of the cutest and most devilish little superhero babies to ever exist within the superhero world. Jack Jack is from the Pixar and Disney collab films Incredibles and Incredibles 2, which we all waited for years to watch. Oh my goodness, it took so long for them to make Incredibles 2, but it's fine, it was worth it. Originally Jack Jack appeared unpowered, but at the end of the first film it was revealed that he did have superpowers and was a shape changer of some kind. However, in Incredibles 2 we learned that Jack Jack actually pretty much has all of the superpowers: laser vision, flying, floating, self-duplication, teleportation, dimension hopping, telekinesis, wall crawling, and super speed, just being a few of those. He can even phase. This could be temporary and his powers may change as he ages, but for now Jack Jack is likely the most super baby we have ever encountered. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad. I hope you learned a lot about some little heroes who pack a lot of might, and some little future heroes who one day will actually have powers. Who are some of your favorite baby superheroes? Which team would you like to see cutified as babies? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it's time to turn to some comments from one of our latest videos, Top 10 Shocking Symbiote Facts. Pablo Casals says, no moral or ethical principles. Sounds like most of the internet. Well, I don't think the internet is quite as insidious as Carnage, but there are definitely some pretty strong representations for people who are equally selfish and violent online, so that is for sure. Hezar5166 comments, I need an anti-Venom movie. Ooh, I would love that. Maybe as we flush out more of the cinematic Spider-Man world, we'll get to see a character like Anti-Venom take to the screen. We are currently getting a Morbius film and we're going to be getting a second Venom film, so hey, it could happen. I also hope we get some Black Cat though too, because we don't have any Black Cat yet on the big screen. So many good characters within the symbiote and Spidey world, we kind of need movies for all of them really. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure to comment below for a chance to have your words responded to in a future list. And be sure to like, sub, and ring that bell as well. This has been Top 10 Nerd and I'm your host Amanda McKnight, reminding you as always to stay nerdy, YouTube.